Hey there. What I like to do is spend a few minutes talking to you today about the 5 lies that we all tend to believe when it comes to building an online store. So let's get into it right away. Lie number 1, you have to have products. If you don't have products, you can't sell, right? You can't have a store if you don't have products. And it's not true. By now, you've likely seen and heard of drop shipping stores where you don't need to own or fabricate your own products. In fact, if you go to Printify or Printful or other solutions out there that you can integrate with your online store, they will do print on demand, which means you create artwork, a logo, a slogan, and upload it to them. And then you pick which of their products you want them to print that on. You put those products in your store. And when someone makes a purchase of that product, that's the time when they go and do the printing on demand. So they won't actually create, you won't have inventory of all those products. They will create it just in time and then they will ship it to your customer. So, line number 1, you do not have to have products to create an online store. Lie number 2, you have to be technical. It's not true. In fact, the reason that we host WooCommerce stores is because WooCommerce is one of the simplest platforms out there to build an online store. It's not just that we have thousands of themes so that you can have any look you want, but on top of that, there are core features in WooCommerce that'll do just about everything you need it to do. And if you need other features, you can purchase an extension and activate the feature simply by clicking a install and then activate, and the extension automatically adds the feature to your store. People will tell you, oh, you need to be able to code, you need to be able to write your own CSS or JavaScript. It's not true. I mean, if you are hand coding a store from scratch, maybe. But if you're using WooCommerce, you do not need to be technical. You don't have to be a developer to put your store in play. You may need to be able to upload the photo of your products. You may need to be able to write the copy for the product description and set prices. But you do not have to be technical to create and launch your own store. Line number 3, it's expensive. You're going to have to buy all sorts of stuff to get a store online. It's not true. You can host your stores with us for $19 a month. That's not very expensive. WooCommerce itself is free. That's super not expensive. You can use several different plugin extensions for WooCommerce that are also free. And then you can go in, upload your images, write your copy, activate your store, and even use one of those third-party vendors like I was mentioning before, like Printful, where you pay as someone has paid you, meaning that even though you sell something for $25 and they charge you $19, they'll take the $19 out of the $25, meaning you are always making a profit. So when someone tells you, you know what, it turns out this is very expensive, online stores don't have to be expensive. Now, they may get more expensive later, right? If you're worried about using social ads or Google ads, you might make an investment there, but you do not need a lot of money to start an online store. Lie number 4, you need to pay for traffic, right? That is the most common dynamic when you're running a Shopify store, is that in order to get traffic to the store, you're going to have to buy Instagram ads, you're going to have to buy Facebook ads. That's how traffic gets to Shopify stores. But WooCommerce runs on WordPress, and WordPress is the most commonly used CMS out there, and it's pre-coded, and your themes are pre-coded for good SEO. And so if you write content, if you write articles, blog posts, all that good stuff on your store site, you can get organic traffic. That's where Google recognizes your store and sends traffic to your store. It's slow going. You're not going to have 1 million people showing up at your store on the first day, but you do not need to pay for traffic. And that's a massive benefit when you're talking about, saving your dollars and launching a store. Okay. And finally, lie number 5. And this one gets people all the time, right? You do not need to have the perfect landing pages, the perfect funnels, the perfect marketing automation, the perfect everything before you launch. Yes, it is helpful if you have some blog posts written before you launch your store. It is helpful if you have a homepage and it looks pretty before you go. But do not let the exactness of perfection stop you from launching an online store. You do not have to have everything all in one shot. I know people that wait. Their whole store is ready and they wait because, well, I haven't created an onboarding sequence of emails. I haven't connected it to marketing automation. I haven't, and all the I haven'ts stop them, even though they have done a lot. You do not have to have everything perfect to launch. You can launch, and the moment you've launched isn't the end of the story, it's the beginning of the story. And so right after you launch, you can enhance it and keep adding more and iteratively improve your store. But you don't need to have everything before you launch your store. So those are 5 of the most common myths we hear, the lies when we're talking about an online store. And the truth is, those are things you do not need to launch a store. There's a lot that you need, and it turns out you have it all here. It's all available to you. You don't have to hold yourself up any longer. You can get started with an online store right away.